Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome to today's session. So, in the previous session of our discussion, we started a new lesson from history part, that is, chapter number 2, from trade to territory, company establishes power. So, relating to the chapter, we started our discussion with the discussion about one important dynasty which ruled for long time from Delhi as their capital, that is Mughals. So Mughal rule in India, it started from 1526 to 1707. So the important rulers, one who ruled in Mughal dynasty, they are Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. Then after this, we discussed an introduction to the chapter. So let me revise once again what was exactly we are going to discuss from the chapter. So Aurangzeb, the last powerful Mughal ruler, after the decline of Aurangzeb, or after the death of Aurangzeb in the year 1707, the later rulers, one who started to rule from Mughal dynasty, they are not so efficient like the other rulers. They are all inefficient. These inefficient rulers gave all full-fledged provisions for foreign powers to make use of an opportunity and made all successful measures in establishing their rule in India. And the death of Aurangzeb made regional dominants and jamindars to establish their own power in almost all the parts of India, and finally it made Delhi no longer remained so effective and so dominant for the sake of administration under Delhi Sultans. Then by the mid of or by the half of 18th century, British, they emerged in India as so powerful, and their powerful got even extended to a political horizon, and originally they became master in acquiring vast empire in India. So after discussing an introduction to the chapter, let us start first concept from the chapter. East India Company comes east. So East India Company, it is one of the association which was mainly uh, established in the year 1600, 1600. So East India Company, this company got charter. Charter means an approval, a permission from the ruler of England, that is from Queen Elizabeth I. So what the charter permission, it was mainly permitting to East India Company, the company is having sole right to trade with East. The company got sole right to trade with East. 1600 ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಸಂಘ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಸಂಘ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಿನ ರಾಣಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಒಂದು ಇವರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕೃತವಾದಂತಹ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು, ಪರವಾನಗಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪರವಾನಗಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪೂರ್ವ ದೇಶಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪೂರ್ವ ಭಾಗದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ನೀವು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕೃತವಾದಂತಹ ಅನುಮತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ದ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಇಟ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, new places, new regions to get easily all the available resources. that too at cheaper price, so that they can carry to Europe and they can sold out the cheaper resources at higher prices in European market. Then soon after some days, some years, this royal charter, it was unable in preventing the entry of other Europeans into the same European market. So the entry of other Europeans into eastern markets led for the rise of competition among the European countries with East India Company. So particularly English, one who went with competing with East India Company, it went with discovering various sea routes so that they can reach west, and many navigators, voyagers, they started to discover sea routes around west coast of Africa, and finally they reached Cape of Good Hope, and even they became successful to cross Indian Ocean. Vasco da Gama, he is one of the important Portuguese navigator. Navigator means the person, one who goes on journey through the large water bodies, that is oceans and seas, that is navigator, Navika. He was successful to start his voyage along the same route around west coast of Africa, reaching Cape of Good Hope, and finally he was able to reach India from the same route in the year 1498. So then Vasco da Gama, he was successfully able to discover, find out new sea routes to India. Finally he was able to reach Calcutta, Calicut in Kerala. Then after other Europeans, one who were able to reach India, they are Dutch, French and English. Then these European companies, that is Dutch, Portuguese, French and finally English, these European companies, they are very much interested, they are quite interested in buying the resources which they found in India, like cotton, silk, spices, particularly like pepper, cloves, cardamom and cinnamon. And these spices, cotton and silk, they got their demand in European market too. So because of this greater demand of the resources found in India, they created competition among these companies, and prices for the goods got reduced, and profit for the company, it is also declined. These decline of prices as well as profit to the companies made all the different European countries to navigate or eliminate rival competitors, push back the other competitors, one who is giving competition in earning or in getting price to the goods as well as profit to the goods. Then these companies went with eliminating the rival competitors, and even they went with fortification of the trading parts where they started their trading centers. Fortification means ಸ್ಥಳೀಯವಾಗಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಸುಭದ್ರಗೊಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಸುತ್ತ ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ತಡೆಗೋಡೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಕೋಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ದೆನ್ This fortification of the settlements, places, and carry on possible trade led intense conflict with the local rulers. When Europeans gave importance for preserving, protecting their trading centers by constructing the forts, this led for uh, conflicts, intense conflict. Intense means internal or with due interest to argue or oppose the uh, mm, thing which was made by these companies. Then these conflicts between the trading companies with local rulers made difficult to separate uh, trade from politics. Trade from politics means politics got involved with trade, trade got attached to the politics. Then uh, the next concept, East India Company begin in Bengal. So about this we will discuss in tomorrow session. Until then, take care of yourself, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you one and all.